There is a story, usually attributed to the Native American tradition, which illuminates different ways of paying attention. An elder, talking to a child, says, "I have two wolves fighting in my heart. One wolf is fearful, vengeful, envious, resentful, and deceitful. The other wolf is compassionate, loving, generous, truthful, and peaceful." The child asks, "Which wolf will win the fight?" The elder responds, "The one I feed." That doesn't mean we try to deny or hurt or kill the angry wolf. If we did that, we'd end up in a long battle, all the while somehow making that wolf more powerful through our hostility and fear. Hating that wolf sucks the strength right out of us. Instead, we calmly pay attention to the angry wolf and let go of believing they have the answers. If we can do that, they end up lying down next to us, no longer an enemy. We help strengthen the kind and loving wolf, giving it nourishment and support so that we can follow it. That peaceful wolf can become our steady companion and show us the way through all kinds of different life experiences. Restful or chaotic, enjoyable or disappointing experiences may come and go, but we can have a guide with us through it all. This is what mindfulness can help you do. Mindfulness allows us to see our thoughts and feelings as they are beginning. It's very powerful to know what we're feeling as we're feeling it, know what we're thinking as we're thinking it. With mindfulness, we can choose what will strengthen and bring into action, and we can choose what we will gently let go of. We don't have to be at the mercy of old habits or old ways of thinking or old ways of being. We are empowered. It just takes practice.
That was courtesy of Happify on YouTube.
Happify?
Happify.
Like as in happy, but a fi?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, to make one happy.
Yeah.
Happify.
Cancel. Welcome to Happy Earth Market.
Thank you.
I'm Sam.
I'm Nathan.
Oh, and I'm JR.
And you have reached us. Yay.
I really like that analogy of the two animals, you know, because everybody tries to suppress anger all the time, but sometimes anger's good. Sometimes you need them.
Anger's always good. It's all directional, I think. As long as you can understand your anger. Ooh, that got loud.
Most people try to suppress anger, but you don't always need to suppress anger. You shouldn't. Like, you need your anger. I thrive on my anger quite a bit, and it's an ally of mine.
How do you thrive on it?
What do you mean? How do I like
on your anger?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
You too?
Yeah.
Explain it.
In the gym, when I need motivation, I'll talk shit to myself and get pissed off, and then I'll...
To yourself, meaning like
stop being a pussy, just go fucking do it.
Yeah.
Show up to the gym, put your raps on.
That's not anger.
Well, you get pissed off because your other person is talking to you.
Yeah, like the calm guy's like, no, just take a nap. Seriously, really, like, because sometimes that other complacent, peaceful voice isn't a good one either.
Right.
You need a good mixture of fire and water.
Huh. That's a really good way to put that. I like it.
It's balance.
Yeah, that's true balance. Can't have one without the other.
Yeah. Without anger, you can't have.
You know, it's like
love.
It's like you can't get any work done without a deadline. You know what I mean?
Angry love. Giggity giggity.
How does that have to do with anger?
Well, because you're pushing towards that deadline, and there's a lot of anger emotions going, fuck, that's like fuck tomorrow, I got all this shit to do. But
is that anger or stress, though? Because that sounds more like stress.
Yeah, it sounds more like frustration.
Maybe. Well, anger and frustration aren't the same thing?
No,
not necessarily.
But they are definitely one of the more intense emotions that humans have.
Anger usually comes from frustration, or it can feed anger.
Frustration can build it, can make anger.
Yeah.
Just like
and you're frustrated, and you're like, "Fuck, fine, I'll do it myself."
Just like boredom.
That's true.
Get it done.
Just like boredom breeds complacency, like same.
So just one feeling floats into another feeling, like it always does.
It's an escalation of feelings.
Feelings just don't ever stop coming and going.
No.
As they please. I could listen to that all day.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm like, we'll just let it finish. But there's a few Buddhist teachings, because this whole video that I picked was about being mindful. because I think a lot of us have a hard time being mindful. In fact, I know we do. I do. I struggle with it every day. It's a really hard thing to master.
When you say mindful, what do you mean?
Being mindful is just knowing that you're living moment to moment. This is the only time we're alive. This is the only time we exist right now. From us talking right now to our future selves who are listening to this. It's this very moment is the only one that exists. Yeah. And so when you can acknowledge that and be mindful of it, you can appreciate everything that's happening in it. And that's what being mindful is. Being mindful is paying attention on purpose.
So just being aware of things.
Of the moment. Of those birds singing in the background.
Right.
Of all of it.
Of the fan.
The whole thing you're in. The 360 degrees.
All of it.
Universe that you're observing right now.
Right.
Come on, words. You can come out.
You can do it, man. Please.
But being mindful also does play in with emotions too, because
what emoji is mindfulness?
What? I didn't.
What emoji is mindfulness?
What's it? Oh, is there?
My brain keeps going back to the eggplant.
Okay. That doesn't make any sense, but right on.
I'm not a fan of eggplant.
Eggplant? Yeah, it's kind of gross.
Sorry, babe. I didn't mean to interrupt.
It's the one vegetable I just can't get behind for some reason.
So mindfulness is paying attention to your emotions as well?
Well,
yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So, like, the act of being is greater than the act of doing.
So, like the deliberate participation in it?
No, listen to me. So the act of being is greater than the act of doing. And what I mean by that is reacting to those emotions. Mm-hmm. If you can, basically, acting on our emotions, and so you guys are talking about being motivated with your anger and all of that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's an act of doing based on that. If you were mindful, true mindfulness, you would just be doing whatever action you were already doing and not letting the feeling influence you.
Oh.
You would be acknowledging on that treadmill. You would go, oh, my muscles are hurting me. Oh, I can feel my breath. It's hurting me to breathe. Mm-hmm. Oh, I can hear and see this machine. It's going crazy. My hands are sticky because they're holding onto this sticky, sweaty shit. You know what I mean? When you're mindful, you can take in all the bad shit that makes you angry and makes you feel anything, anything at all, any emotion across the whole spectrum. When you're mindful, you can acknowledge and accept that feeling as just a feeling, number one. It's going to pass. And number two, you're just observing everything around you, including the thoughts.
Well, I always thought you just had to feel through it. Like, this is it. We're going to feel through this one. You can't run from it, so is that what you mean?
No, that's one way of
or are you
pushing.
saying,
You're talking more like pushing through and just being motivated.
Are you saying detaching yourself from yourself?
No, it's more recognizing yourself amongst all. It's not
explain better.
So it's not a detachment from self. What it is a reattachment to self and everything else around you that you're existing in. This weird paradigm that we're in, this whatever you can try and explain this, X and O's and zeros and ones, or however you want to define what we live in. Mm-hmm. If you could acknowledge that and accept it and be mindful of all of it and the connecting piece to it, including the things that are happening inside you, your feelings, your thoughts, your sucky, pain that you're going through physically on your body, your vessels breaking as you're too. Just having the awareness of all of it, it kind of eases that pain.
So you're saying
it's just an acceptance of what is. Everything is what it is. You can't change it. It sucks. Deal with it.
You're saying to experience it, like on that scene in Fight Club when he pours the acid on his hand and he's trying to go away in his head, and Tyler Durden's like, no, stay here, experience this. I'll give you the remedy as soon as you accept it and experience it.
Yeah.
That's what you're saying?
Yeah.
I mean, I know it's a harsh analogy, but
yeah.
but that's what he was doing to him. That like
feel it.
Fight Club was
because
an awakening movie.
Feelings aren't a bad thing. None of them are. They're all really, really good for us, and they're all very natural. It's part of being human. We're, as far as we know, we're the only species that can.
I've chased feelings my whole life.
Experience the feeling part that we have.
Yeah. I've chased the good ones my whole life.
Yeah.
Well, those are the ones we're supposed to.
No, I mean
chase.
before I was an adult, or even as an adult, I was a adrenaline junkie for years. Like I couldn't even function. That's why I got in a lot of fights. That's why I like to ride skateboard. That's why I needed that adrenaline feeling. And the more you use the adrenaline, the less you have. Basically, you know what I'm saying? Like it becomes harder and harder to get that same rush.
It's like Coke.
Well, an
Hell
adrenaline.
of a drug.
It's interesting you say adrenaline because I believe it. I haven't looked it up, but I'm pretty sure that it helps you. It stimulates you so much that you are so super sensitive and aware to everything. That's being mindful.
No, that's 100% what
That's being mindful, and it just makes sense that would be your euphoric. Your zen.
Your zen.
Yeah.
This moment of zen brought to you by
mindfulness.
I like that story though a lot. It was a cool story.
Yeah.
I like Indian stories a lot.
I do too.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I heard this one where this guy there was one Indian on one side of the smoke. Two Indians on one side of the smoke, and the one Indian Indian's fine. The one Indian walked through it, and the other guy's like, I can't, I'm too scared. And the other Indian put his hand out through the smoke and pulled him through. You know, anything, if you can't do something, you can always do it with help. You know.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah. I always thought that was a cool story.
Yeah, that is neat.
Yeah.
They've got a lot of good lessons.
Yeah.
Like
even though
human level lessons, not
they were savages though.
Yeah, Nathan. I like this quote. I'll destroy this guy's name, and I do apologize.
Sounded out phonetically for us. There's no phonetical thing next to his name.
Arnaud.
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 Yeah.
Desjardins.
Oh.
Desjardins.
Was he the great Viking king?
No, I'm pretty sure he's just some Buddhist. I'm not sure who he is.
Sounds French.
He's a Buddhist. Yeah, just some Buddhist.
Sounds more European.
That doesn't mean he's not Buddhist, man.
Yeah, you're really fucking profiling right now, really hard. For the only brown guy in the room, I kind of feel
savage.
Right? You guys and your derogatory words, bigotry words.
Jesus Christ.
Anyways, he said, mindful and creative, a child who has neither a past, nor examples to follow, nor values judgments, simply lives, speaks, and plays in freedom. That's true acceptance and being mindful. A child. Being a child.
Being a child.
We
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because when you look at a kid, like any of them, most of them, not the ones all on prescription drugs, I'm not talking about them.
Sure. Those aren't kids anymore.
No, they're like little robots. Anyway, when you look at kids, they're so creative and playful and curious about everything, and they see shit that
you wouldn't.
Yeah, like they notice things that are right in front of you, but you never notice it because you just look right through it.
You're also taller than them.
Yes.
Yeah, that has partly to do with it.
They got weird proportions with their head and their body.
Kids are weird. I'm glad we don't have any more.
No, I understand what you're saying. But then what happens to the kid is he gets fucked over a few times and becomes a person.
Yeah, he gets a past.
Yep. That sucks.
Yeah, that does suck. He gets a past and things happen.
Or he learns that if he puts his finger in the hot boiling water, it burns. So some of the things he needs to know. There's good and bad things for him to build off of.
Well, that's the power of growing up.
Yeah. The power of growing up.
It's a part.
Oh, I said the power of growing up. Wow. I was like, wow, that's profound. The power of growing up.
Well, it's funny. I don't think we ever stop growing up.
No,
like,
never.
Because you learn.
You can't stop. You can't stop expanding. And back to mindfulness. I know I keep bringing it back, but it really is. I want it to be the focus. This beginning of the show is when we are mindful, truly mindful of our feelings and our thoughts, the shit that bums us out, the voices that are constantly like, oh, you suck, you're a piece of shit, you can't.
That's me before the gym.
Nobody fucking likes you. You know, you don't have any friends. Whatever it is. Yeah, you're Mr. Busy Pants.
I never think I never have any friends.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, just all that stuff, that shit that you constantly repeat in your head, we all do it.
Mm-hmm.
We all do it. It's just that self-confidence that none of us have.
You know, let me interrupt for 1 second.
Mm-hmm.
I do know I can have a room full of people that love me. That one person that doesn't like me, I concentrate on. It's such a weird, shitty thing.
Like, concentrate how?
Like, I'm like, fuck, God, that motherfucker hates me, dude. Like, fuck, what did I... And I'm thinking about all the shit.
Oh, like what you did
all
to piss them off?
I also think about, like, they're going to talk so much shit about me when they leave. Like, everything I do, I'm conscious of, because I think every joke I make, all that shit, that they're going to fucking use it against me later or something. You know what I mean? Or just talk shit behind me.
I get that too, but it's like, usually in the middle of that, it's like, fuck it.
Yeah, I do get that too.
It's my life.
Well,
now or never.
And it doesn't matter. You don't have to have everybody like you or love you.
You can't.
You
it's
know what?
Impossible.
This year more than ever, I've learned that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it really is none of your business if
they
people
don't like you.
dislike what you look like or what you
Right.
wear or any of that shit. Whatever, if you're doing a good job, whatever it is, it's none of your business what they think anyway.
Yeah, like, I have every right not to like people, just like they have every right not to like me.
Right, exactly. So the only thing, if you could be mindful if there's thoughts and feelings that are stirring and you're aware of that, just being true consciously aware of that feeling, I like to ask myself why.
Why are you so conscious of it?
No,
just why you're feeling
why
that way.
Yeah, why am I thinking this way? Why do I feel this way? What triggered that? Why all of a sudden, where did that come from? I peeled this orange and now I fucking hate myself? What the fuck? You know what I mean? What kind of shit?
That happens to you?
No, I'm just saying it's an example. No, that's never happened. Thank God. I would never be able to eat oranges again.
I think that's what we would call bipolar.
I thought it was a bipeeler.
But it's fun because you can then kind of visualize what's going on and see the triggers that do that. And then you can kind of avoid it. Because really the whole bottom line is we're here to experience a really great thing. And it's not always great. And so there's ways for us to go through the not great times because everybody goes through a lot of shitty times. A lot of times in their life.
Yeah.
It never ends, man. Suffering, it's a constant state. If we can just be mindful of it and accept it and love it, we know it's going to change. It'll move on to the next thing.
Mm-hmm. And this too shall pass.
Yeah. This is just happening now.
I live my life like that because I don't necessarily get stuck in feelings, but just bad trains of thought for weeks.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like just this fucking self-destructive, shitty pattern where one thing one person does leads me to think that is just this huge deal that it's not. Right? Such a big deal that I need to talk to you about it when I see you, and then like you're just talking like whatever happened didn't even fucking bother you.
Like they already forgot about it.
I've built up a case. I've had imaginary conversations with you. Lots of them. Where I'm always giving you the business.
Oh no.
Doing the pooper.
And none of these things come true. And I do it a lot to myself, like at work. Like let's say something happens one day and I don't have a meeting with that group of people for a week, but something bad happened like that for like a week, Anyhow, I'll just
within that week.
Yeah, I'll just be thinking the whole time like, fuck, they're just gonna be so fucking like this meeting. Anybody's gonna talk about this meeting is this one bad thing that happened, and it doesn't even come up. And the only thing I walk in there finally after rehearsing all these conversations in my head, the only thing I do is go in there like, don't even fucking bring it up if they don't. Like that's my last bit of advice to myself because I'm gonna blow this, like because I know that they're not worried about.
Worry's a bad thing. It's not good for our health.
Yeah.
It's not good for our mental health or our physical health.
People get stuck in their houses just worrying to death.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And I don't blame them. It's a hard world to live in. Look around you.
Yeah.
It's busy.
The littlest thing can change and it'll fuck your shit up.
Completely. Your world can get flipped upside down.
Oh, yeah. The smallest thing.
I plan every day at the end of the day. I plan the next day.
Mm-hmm.
I've had yet once.
I've never done that.
I've had yet once, not once.
You should try it. It works good.
No, it does.
Wink, wink. I'm serious.
No. All I do is take the list day to day and update it at the end of the day. That's all I do. So those things don't get forgotten in case I get too busy the next day. But I've yet to fucking work that plan ever once. It never happens.
Yeah, personally, I never plan my day. If it's for work though, yeah, I'll plan it.
That's what I'm talking about. Oh no, dude, fuck.
No. Talking about life. I was
no.
like,
I plan every day down to the details.
No, Jesus, that's a little anal.
And you're looking at me like when I said you should try it. What?
And it's not even retentive. I'm anal, but I'm not retentive.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
I mean, it holds things in. You go for a lot.
I'm anal. No, I'm anal for a few minutes. That's
So
what I'm
you let it
saying.
out.
But I don't retain it. You know, like I'm just anal for. God, I really want that fucking tablecloth to look better, but only for as I walk by it.
Oh.
That doesn't mean I'm gonna fix it.
It just means you're lazy.
It's a scanner.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty lazy.
Nah. I'm pretty lazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do recommend everybody try to practice mindfulness, and
I agree.
It's hard to do for anybody who hasn't practiced any kind of meditation or anything. So get into that shit, because
I tend to be self-aware in spurts. Does that make sense?
yeah, and so am I, and it sucks because I try super hard to always be present, but there's so many fucking distractions. Like, I'm so constantly distracted that it's hard to be mindful of every. You know, it just sucks.
Like, you know, I think about the Romans, right? They had games to distract the Romans from the daily grind, right? They had games. That was their, and maybe a little bit of wine, but most of their life was grueling shitty.
They had sex parties.
You can't forget the orgies.
Right. But what I'm
And
saying,
the puke parties.
what I'm saying is like the United States of America is one big happiness distraction.
There was no play.
A lot of pedo
They all did it.
Do you
What?
understand what I'm saying? The United States of America is just one big happiness distraction.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's yeah. It makes my stomach turn upside down thinking about
I
it.
love it. Let's protect our way of life. Suffers for third world countries.
It sucks, dude. I have a lot of white guilt lately.
White guilt?
Yeah.
You mean American guilt?
Not.
We're all responsible for this debacle.
No, it's a white guilt. It's a European guilt, like European descent guilt, like all the way down as far back as it goes.
I've never had
like
white.
we pretty much have wiped out so many people. Sorry, did not mean to do that.
I've never had white guilt because I wasn't asked to be born the way I am, just like JR wasn't, just like you weren't.
It's not okay. Guilt isn't a right word. I don't know.
Awareness is different than guilt.
I do have a true, sincere feeling, and maybe guilt isn't the right word, but I do have a true, sincere empathy for what my people has caused.
Totally, yeah.
Because it's
I
like,
do too.
holy fuck. It makes me shameful. I'm ashamed to be a part of this race. Like, seriously, because of the history of our race.
Well,
of where we've come from. Because, and to
we
be
have
honest...
a lot of great accomplishments, too.
Yeah. You can't just think about all the bad.
Well, I know. There's bad with good, though.
Yeah.
When you take the good, you take the bad.
It is the facts of life. That's
facts
true.
of life.
It can't be dark.
I don't know. Maybe it's
Dark.
weird of me. I do have a funny, weird connection with our lineage, our ancestry, and I've seen and read so much about, and the things we currently do. It's like we haven't changed. We don't learn. We just continue to destroy.
All people, period, have been shitty to each other. All of them. Yeah. It's not mutually exclusive to white.
I know. That's true.
It's not. It's just not. To say
there's just more of us, so we were able to do more. Is that the deal?
I wouldn't say more.
We came. If you're thinking about United States European guilt, look.
No,
we did this because we were the first to gunpowder. Yep. There's nothing special about us.
Yep.
The Indians would have done the same thing to us, but we did to them. Yeah. There's nothing special about them. They warred with each other and killed each other and stole women, and there was a few tribes, like they explain, these peaceful, beautiful, but and their religion was that way. But for the most part, they were fucking people who did the same thing that we did. There's, we've romanticized that culture so much to make them look like this being.
I don't think that's true.
It's 100%.
Yeah. It's just like the bear thing, like Yogi Bear. Yogi Bear is a happy, whatever, go lucky, whatever, just looks for food.
Berries.
But in reality, a bear will fuck your shit up.
Yeah.
It will eat your leg in front of you.
These guys were fucking savage warriors. That's what they were. There was a warrior culture. Make no mistake. You know what I mean? It was a harsh landscape they lived in with fucking bears and wolves and coyotes and fucking they had to, you know, they lived off the land all the time. They were still nomadic tribes when we had settled down, and we showed up with gunpowder and we won.
But they figured out a way to settle amongst the entire land.
I'm pretty sure there were wars too.
I'm not saying there wasn't, but
there was huge wars. But you're forgetting one. Look at how vast the United States is, right? Yeah. You're forgetting one huge thing. There was so much less of them. They were so spread out. There was enough. You know what I mean? But not. You know, we just came and just kept coming because we had already overpopulated Europe, and the buses just kept coming. You know what I mean?
I blame the Catholics.
Oh, for sure. Everybody's just running from the Catholics. Like, these motherfuckers are crazy. Get me out of here.
No, I was talking about all the kids, man.
Oh,
the population boom.
Yeah.
Booms. Anyways, that was weird off subject.
It's fun.
I was trying to change the subject, actually.
That's podcasting.
I found a really cool story.
What was it?
A Great Escape.
Huh?
Like the one in World War II?
Like a real life. This one's go. I really, really want this prisoner to fucking make it.
Let's hear it. Oh, now I'm intrigued.
Are you ready?
Yes.
An aquarium, Inky, the common octopus, nothing common about Inky, took advantage of his tank's lid being slightly ajar 3 months ago and fled to the Pacific. This is the manager of the Napier Aquarium, Rob Yarrell.
Inky's been with us since about 2014. Very popular octopus with the staff and the public as well.
Binky's an octopus.
Octopus in general are incredible escape artists.
That's awesome.
And they can fit through very, very small spaces, even quite a large octopus. They can squeeze down to the size of their mouth, which is the only really hard part of the body. It's
they can be that small?
Very much like a parrot beak.
Have you seen the videos?
So this particular day, maintenance work had been carried out, and the lid had been left just with slightly ajar, just slightly. And he found this rather tempting, climbed out, and was able to make his way across the floor. Now, being an aquarium, we have drains dotted all over the place in case of large leaks or spillages and things like that. And we draw water from the ocean, we use it, and then we send it back again. And
cool. It's a cool aquarium.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Make his way to one of the drain holes that go back to the ocean, and off he went. And didn't even leave us a message. He just off and went.
Later, fuckers. That's what he left you.
I love Binky. Run, Binky, run!
We'd climbed down and we checked the pipeworks, and he had gone.
He's gone.
Back to sea.
Woohoo! Yay,
good for
Inky.
Binky, dude. Look at fucking Binky's like, oh shit, they left the lid off?
Well, apparently...
I wonder what he's saying to his homies. He's like, hey, they left the lid off, guys. Come on, this is our chance. Like, no, they're going to...
Crazy, bro.
They're going to kill us, dude. Nah, I'll go first. You guys... I'm going, man.
It said, I can't find it where it said it in here, but the article said that he had actually snuck out of his aquarium in the past.
Oh, Binky's smart.
And he, stole... the crabs. He would eat the crabs next door.
Oh yeah, for sure.
In the tank next door. He did it all the time.
Yeah, I've actually heard this one. Yeah.
You read about that?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's the same dude.
I love Binky.
Inky's so cool, man.
Yeah, we need to make
Inky.
Is it Inky or Binky?
Inky. Inky.
Oh, we need to make Inky t-shirts.
Yeah, man. I mean, I was just so jazzed when I saw that. I was like, that's the coolest thing ever.
Yeah, Inky
they would come in the next day.
It's like Finding Nemo.
Right?
They're like, what the fuck? We had 4 crabs. Why do
we
have
Why don't we have 3? Where are they going?
On the floor.
Inky's over there like, what? What? Me? I don't like crab. I'm allergic.
Allergic to shellfish.
So what are you eating?
I'm allergic to shellfish. I swell up.
I break out in hives.
He's like, look, I ate something that changed color.
He's beautiful though. Look at him. Look at the picture of him.
Oh wow, yeah,
Isn't he pretty?
That beautiful dark brown with turquoise tentacles and suction cups.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a beautiful. Yeah. He looks smart too. Like you look at most fish's eyes, they look like brain dead fish. That guy's got smart eyes.
The octopuses are one of the smartest creatures out.
Like
out.
Yeah.
This is one of the smartest creatures
out. They have. It's funny you guys say this because I looked up how smart. I'm like, holy fuck, smart. They must be smart. This dude escaped.
Yeah. Stop the presses.
He escaped and went back to sea.
So when you looked up our octopus is smart, what did you actually spell? And then what was the do you means?
I don't remember exactly. Let me see if I can. I don't know exactly. Octopus.
You know I can spell weird words like octopus and astrophysicist, but the difference between the theirs, I don't have that done yet.
Yeah, like octopus can figure out jars. Did you see that video?
Oh, I have seen that. Yeah, that's super cool.
He opens a jar.
Opening it from the
inside.
They can do mazes. How smart is it? Blah 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 blah.
Remember shit. It's fucking crazy.
When you started that
So
sentence,
they're boneless.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's
boneless.
why they can squeeze into their.
Yeah, I knew that they were boneless. I didn't think they'd get that small though.
Yeah, they don't have any
tiny.
bones in them.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, I hate it. I hate the advertisements now.
The pop-ups and all that. Yeah.
Especially on your phone, and the screen goes down, and you're like, fuck, it was right in the middle, and then you can't find
the
it.
X. You can't find the X. They like hit it underneath a letter.
Oh, and then you just find it, and the fucking ad goes away, and then it pops back down, and you have to scroll up to get to it.
Son of a bitch.
Motherfucker.
That's worse with porn, but go ahead.
It just did that again. Oh, dear God.
Oh, Eli's calling.
Yeah, put him on.
Yeah.
Can we do this?
We can.
Do you need a cord? Eli,
what's up, man?
Everyone's speaking.
Hello.
Hey.
Put it closer.
Hey. You're on the show, buddy. We're doing the show right now.
Do you want me to call you back?
No, you're on Happy Earth
So
Market podcast, honey.
Listen, here's where we are, man. We just did a story about an octopus who they accidentally left the lid open at the aquarium that he lived at. And so Inky snuck out and went back to the ocean like a boss.
Like for reals, Eli.
Like straight up Finding Nemo shit.
You gotta Google it. It's great.
So we're talking.
A video of the octopus. There's like 2 tanks on either side of this hallway. An octopus like climbs on the ceiling and goes into the other tank, eats the fish, and then climbs over into its other tank.
Hey, check it out. Same octopus.
Is
Yeah.
it really?
Yeah, that's Inky. He's like the smartest octopus ever.
Put it closer. You can't hear him. I'm glad you called, Eli. You're on the show.
Cool.
That you haven't listened to yet.
That's pretty awesome. He'll probably listen to this one and tell his friends, look, I'm on this super popular radio show. They called in. And they know me by name, man. It's like the best morning show in Vegas, guys. Like, check it out. How was your Saturday, dude? Did you chill out?
Kinda. Because that dude fucked up the other day, we were put on duty from like 1400 to 1800.
Does that mean you had to sit on poop? Duty? LOL.
No, we had to sweep rocks in the parking lot for 4 hours.
That sounds horrible. I don't know why you're laughing so hard.
Because I've had to do it. The funniest thing I've ever seen anybody have to do, and all the sweeping rocks, picking up every leaf, all those things. The funniest thing I ever saw is this first sergeant told him, hey, I need you to rake up all the leaves. And the guy says, oh, but there's still leaves on the tree. And there was a lot of leaves left on the tree. It was early fall. And he goes, oh, good. I didn't want those leaves on there anyway. Why don't you climb up in the tree and get them all down?
Man.
Jesus Christ.
So he was up there all day long pulling every leaf, and he had to rake them.
Oh, God.
That's just mean.
Well, you don't.
Oh, man.
You don't talk to your first sergeant like that in front of the whole everybody that's working. You're just dumb.
Yeah, you kind of deserve what you get.
Yeah, you get what you get.
If you're gonna do that.
Sorry, kid.
Yeah.
Oops.
What are you doing?
Sorry.
Man? What was that?
Looking at porn.
Yeah.
Well, hey, call us back in about 45 minutes.
I'm going to be in bed in 35 minutes.
No, he doesn't have to call us back.
Okay.
Stay on.
Okay, yeah, stay on. Well, what's the next topic?
Well, I was just now looking up the demonstration of an octopus.
Octopuses and obstacle courses?
Yeah, like unscrewing a...
Why would you look that up? That's so hard to say.
Obstacles
and obstacle courses?
Man. Yesterday was Earth Day.
Yeah, how'd you celebrate Earth Day, son?
Oh, I totally forgot about it.
What kind of son are you?
You're supposed to say every day is Earth Day.
Yeah, that'd have been better than I don't ever forget about Earth Day, because every day is Earth Day.
Every day is Earth Day.
Man.
What did you do yesterday, JR? Anything special?
I mean, it's only called Earth Day because some hippies during the 60s got all pissed about the government.
Do
so
tell.
they made it a holiday.
Tell us the real story, Eli.
That is the story.
Goddamn hippies messing up my lawn.
Your boycotts.
They used to.
It was actually in 1970. It was like they were trying to get focus away from the war and trying to put focus on new environmental issues.
Well, that's a good thing, not a bad thing.
Yeah.
Damn hippies.
Damn hippies, focusing on good and bad.
You know, McDonald's used to give away trees. At least 1 year, yeah.
They did 1 year, yeah.
On
They
Earth Day.
It was
give away trees.
In their Happy
Meals. They were little tree sprouts.
No shit, man.
Yeah, that was the same year as Hands Across America. Do you know what that is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Everybody held hands for like 30 minutes.
Yeah, everybody held Hands Across America for farmers, I think, or something. Cause
I thought it was for Coca-Cola, man.
Oh yeah, it might have been for Coca-Cola.
That's all I remember about it. This is a stupid commercial.
I did it though.
We are the world.
That's different.
Whatever.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah. We are the
9/11?
Can you guys no, this was in the 80s.
Was it in the 80s?
Can you guys sing We Are the World? Like, we are the world. We are the children.
I totally forgot.
We are the ones who make a better day, so let's start giving harmony.
Oh, the first one, right?
Yeah.
With Michael Jackson and
that was the USA for Africa. That's back in the good old days.
Hands Across America?
No, USA for Africa.
Well, what was Hands Across America for?
Coca-Cola.
Can you look it up, please?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm pretty sure 90% of all PR campaigns are done by Coca-Cola.
Pretty sure you're right.
Right.
Can you turn up the... Oops.
Oh, here we go.
You can't hear it, Eli,
Can't hear it.
but Nathan will sing it to you.
No, I won't.
Together as one. Sing it, Eli.
Yeah.
You can't hear this on Eli.
No, I can't.
Yeah, we're listening to We Are the World. You should look it up on your phone while we're doing this. I mean, it's a really good song.
I've heard it before.
Oh, have you? I mean, I think the South Park version's a little better, but...
Of God's great big family.
You're a woman now.
Can you turn it down now?
The queen.
Right, just to the chorus. The world.
There's Michael.
We are the
R.I.P.
children.
man.
We are the ones who make a better day, so let's start living.
Mm-hmm.
Was Prince in this
There's
one?
a choice we're making.
Yeah, Prince is in this one too. How many other dead guys? Let me see.
It's
true, we make a better day, just you and me.
Yeah.
Good enough.
No way. Send them your heart,
you
so
got the
they'll
words
know
there.
that someone cares, and their lives will be stronger and free.
I like it when the Eagles come on. They're like, "There's a choice we're making."
They're on right now. Oh no, that's Willie.
Willie.
Somebody put a
Willie's
horrible.
Like, there's a what? A horrible thing about Willie?
Yeah,
What?
somebody put a curse on Willie on Facebook yesterday. They said,
He's next.
now that Prince is dead, Willie's next. I'm like, why would you say that?
Well, the other two outlaw country guys died this year. There's no reason why Willie wouldn't be
Yeah.
number 3, dude. Welling Jennings and the guy that wrote the Dukes of Hazzard song died.
Fuck, is it there?
I don't know. Have you heard Welling Jennings' son?
What?
His name's Struggle Jennings. He's a country hip hop artist out of Louisiana, I think.
Country hip hop.
It's really fucking well done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is it called?
Is that Yellow Wolf?
Struggle. Yellow Wolf's in the video.
Oh, okay.
Type in Struggle Outlaw Shit.
Outlaw shit.
Mm-hmm. Well, because that's a Waylon Jennings song. So Waylon Jennings is his grandpa. You gotta see the video because the video's like a fucking movie. But
I see it already.
yeah, it's a really good song.
It was like 30 minutes.
Hmm?
Like
It's
30 minutes.
like 5 minutes.
It's
here,
like 5
let me-
minutes. Yeah.
Let me just fast. Oh, hold
You don't
on.
want to play it on the show, but you can play a little bit so people can hear that.
Here, yeah.
It's just
Just
good.
hit play.
Oh, wow.
It's good, right?
Holy shit. So he actually sings?
That's Waylon Jennings. That's his grandpa.
Oh, okay.
He's getting shot right now while making out with his girlfriend in the car. Oh, they're dead.
Just listen to the flow for a minute.
He shot the wrong guy, apparently.
That was his wife and her boyfriend. You gotta watch the whole video. Stop it. Just stop it right now. It's too good. It's too good.
I'm like, what's happening? This looks interesting. I'm gonna watch it.
It's a really good video, dude.
I can't even hear it, but
Yeah.
neither can Eli.
Neither can
And you
Eli.
couldn't even see it. That sucks, Eli.
We'll send you a CD.
We'll send you a mixtape.
Just Google it.
We'll send you an 8-track.
Yeah.
So, Hands Across America was a benefit event and publicity campaign staged on Sunday, May 25th,
I was there.
1986, in which approximately 6.5 million people held hands in a human chain for 15 minutes along a path across the continental U.S.
To raise awareness for what?
AIDS?
Doesn't say.
Really? It doesn't say? We had to
Hold
pay
on,
to
let
do
me
it.
get in the Wikipedia page. Hold on. I don't even know if this shit's true.
This raised money.
Many participants donated $10 to receive their place in line.
For?
The proceeds were donated to local charities to fight hunger and homelessness and to help those in poverty. In order to allow the maximum number of people to participate, the path linked major cities and meandered back and forth within the cities, just as there were sections where the line was 6 to 10 people deep.
Wow.
There were also undoubtedly many breaks in the chain. However, enough people participated that in an average of all participants had been taken and spread evenly along the route, standing 4 feet apart, an unknown chain across the 48 continental states would have been able to be formed.
Nice.
Wow.
Dude, I did it in San Bernardino, and as far as I could see in both directions, there was people.
Yeah. They raised $34 million.
Yeah, they did.
Holy shit.
Yeah, they did.
Wow.
That's cool.
And across America, we're going to hold hands, and we're going to give the homeless people some money.
I wonder where the money went.
But they just said they gave it to the homeless, all of it. They just drove.
Here you go, homeless people.
They just drove by.
It all went to charity.
I'm sure it did.
They just drove by giving.
That's where it always goes.
They just drove by 30 million homeless, giving them $1 a piece as they went across them.
All 35 million homeless Americans.
Yeah, just like a quick $5.
Some guys got $2 or $3. I mean, how do you know?
I can't hear him, man.
He hasn't been talking.
Oh, I thought I heard him make a noise just now.
He laughed a little bit.
Whatever.
Whatever.
So now's when we get into the shitty part of the show, where I get to tell you about your everyday products and how they are killing you and everyone around you and the planet.
You hold Eli. Witness the mic. I'll be right back.
I'm holding you, Eli.
Today's topic is fragrance.
Fragrances.
Yeah, this topic is fragrance.
Fragrances.
I like fragrances.
You're so fragrant right now. What is that?
Let's start with fragrance. What do you think a fragrance is? When you hear the word fragrance, what does that mean to you both?
Or a smell that you would enjoy.
I just think perfume, like that word comes to me.
Perfume?
Perfume.
Yeah, it's just scent.
Just a scent.
Yeah.
Well, can you think of like any product that you use that has a scent or fragrance?
Yeah, my deodorant for sure.
Your deodorant?
Dude, all my colognes.
All of your
Are you
colognes?
a cologne guy? I'm not. I don't even own one bottle.
Yeah? I have a bunch of cologne. I'm like a cologne freak.
Oh.
You like to stink?
Yeah.
Any other fragrance products you can think of?
So shampoo, soap,
everything.
laundry soap, everything. Yeah.
Everything
has a smell good thing to it anymore. It can't just be what it is. This is soap, but it has to smell good. It can't just clean. It has to smell good too.
Right.
Well, the scent of clean is like usually replaced, or not replaced, I guess, been construed with like the smell of lavender, the smell of
yeah, for sure,
like Lysol.
They've kind of ruined, I think, products have kind of ruined true essence smells.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, for
because
sure.
when you smell something, you're like, oh, that reminds me of like a dryer sheet or whatever you're saying.
Right, yeah.
When instead it should be reminding you of the flower. It's kind of a drag.
But the main reason why I do use fragrances, cologne, mainly is because I like to be remembered, I guess. Like,
so you like to linger on people's clothing?
No.
Because that's what usually happens.
Yeah, I know. Well, I don't
mind. You smell good usually. I smell you all night. It's weird.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I know.
Really, I am right here.
Now you know why I sleep in my shirt when he leaves.
Jesus fuck. You're a whore.
Well, it's more like like that's why I like to change my smells. I like to change like the different colognes I wear from day to day, mainly because it's it's one smell, and then you're like, oh, he smells like this, and then you switch it up, and then it's like, oh, he smells like this now, and then you just kind of
never remember you because your smells are never the same. So we can never associate you by one smell.
Yeah.
So you're like trying to chameleon with smells.
JR never takes the same smell route in.
Yeah. People always be like, oh, what is he wearing today? So.
You think people notice that you're wearing different things?
People notice.
Oh, they do.
Yeah, they do.
People comment on
women?
it to you.
Girls.
That's all that it's for.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
What if I told you guys?
We knew there was an unhappy. We knew there was an unhappy ending to this. We were so happy sleeping in JR's shirt and.
I was just kidding about that. You're still stuck on it? You know I sleep naked. Weirdo.
Go on.
What if I told you that fragrance, you're covering up your own natural fragrance?
Yeah,
for sure.
Your essential oil.
People have done that forever.
No, they haven't done it forever. They've done it for a while.
In the West.
They've always done it.
Lavender.
Covered themselves up with flower smells and all those things. Yeah, for sure. Before there was deodorant, they used flowers and oils. Yeah, essential oils were super expensive, even in the Middle Ages.
They're super expensive now.
Yeah.
Princesses, or it's usually royalty.
Which is why we go to fragrances. Let me just read you something off of my awesome notes that I took.
Okay.
There are over 500 chemicals labeled as fragrance.
Bleach.
No. The main bad one is phthalates, and it's spelled really funkily. It's spelled. I didn't write it down, but I wrote down how it sounds because it's spelled so funky. Yeah, it starts with a P.
I've never heard of it. What is it?
So it's a chemical, fragrance chemical that we've invented that makes things smell differently or whatever, and it's known to cause hormone, lots and lots of stuff. But I wrote down some of it. Hormone abnormalities, birth defects, reproductive problems, male hormone, testosterone, etc. Causes of other fragrances is mental vagueness, asthma, headaches, gastro issues, irritability, spikes in blood pressure, yada, yada, yada.
What is it in?
The list goes on and on. It's basically in anything that has the word fragrance. Anything product that you buy that says fragrance more than likely has
like
that.
Like it says like natural fragrances on it?
No. I'm talking the ingredients list.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It'll say fragrance, the word fragrance.
The word fragrance.
So fragrance is that?
Is that amongst other chemicals. There's others. There's toluene, which is a very common one. That's the scientific name, but you've probably seen this on your perfume bottles, your cologne bottles. Methylbenzene.
Yeah, I've seen that. I always thought it was menthol.
The methylbenzene is the sporty smell. There's that, what was it called? It's like
Axe body spray.
No. Like in your deodorant. Your deodorant usually has methylbenzene in it.
Usually all laundry soaps have it too, and fabric softeners.
It's that minty smell.
Yeah. I don't know what it smells like.
By itself.
It's probably I don't know what it smells like. Anyways, that stuff.
It'd be funny to do like a smell test with people.
On chemical.
Be like, what's this smell? Oh, that smells great. Smells better. Yeah, this is toxic waste.
Sprinkled with methylbenzene.
Yeah.
So that is actually a neurotoxin, which if you don't know what that means, it means it's it has a poisonous effect on the brain and the nervous system. It's like the main functions of how we exist.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Loss of muscle control, brain damage, memory loss, speech impediment, hearing, and vision loss.
Not?
Huh? So
I can't see shit. I'm so blind.
Just use my deodorant. I can't see.
Musk tetraline was another one I thought was pretty strange because I've seen it. It's AETT. It's listed. I've seen that before on a face cleanser that I used to use. I remember distinctly seeing the AETT because I was like, why would they put an acronym on here? You know what I mean?
How are you supposed to know what it is?
Obviously, you have to Google it if you want to know what you're putting on your face.
Thank God for Google.
Anyway, that shit, thank God I don't use it anymore, causes brain cell and spinal cord degeneration.
Huh.
Yeah. The reason...
I'm sorry, but like how much? I understand that it
how much
causes
would you
those
have to
things.
use?
I understand that it causes those things. So I understand that probably prolonged use maybe might cause those things. But it sounds like the amount we're ingesting is so minute that I've never known anybody.
On a per product, it is. You're right. On a per product. However, when we're putting multiple products constantly in our environment,
Oh, it's stacking.
Stacking it up.
all of a sudden those little
From your scented candle to your deodorant to your
all of it to the
dish soap
people
to
you
your
walk
laundry
by
soap.
in the grocery store that have a shit ton of perfume.
Oh, you mean
in
those
them.
old ladies?
Yeah.
Them
People
old
when
ladies.
you use the restroom at a restaurant and it has all the air fresheners, you're actually it's all these things that's accumulated toxins in the air that are constantly being absorbed into our bodies.
I don't know about fragrances, like I'm just hearing this, but I know this, that since we started using mostly our own stuff at the house, like I definitely feel a health effect from it.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
Totally. I honestly contribute the reason I've gotten so healthy, a big portion of it, I believe, is because of the anti-chemical campaign I've been on.
Yeah, no, I mean, I know when you first got on your kick of GMOs, that was important, but as we learned more, it was important to live a lifestyle that got rid of all those things.
All of it.
Yeah.
Because it's all bad and not natural.
Right.
And interesting enough, synthetic fragrances are different than...
It's funny that we're worried about personal effect, but I always think of chemicals as... Well, chemicals are good in a lot of ways. They help a lot of people, but the byproduct of them has to go somewhere. And if they're mass-producing soaps, that byproduct of that acronym you just said has to go somewhere.
Right.
And this is waste. Really, really, really bad waste.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? On a grand scale. And that just makes me curious right now. Where does that waste go? What do they do with it? You know what I'm saying? Like it sounds like the byproduct of that stuff could be used in chemical weapons if you wanted to. You
probably,
know? Like,
probably.
Yeah.
I don't know what the processes are. I didn't look into because you would have to look up the actual,
You'd have to dig deeper.
Yeah.
It just sounds like...
I'll do that next time, maybe.
It sounds like a rabbit hole. Like you're just going to keep going.
And I don't need to, though, and nobody really needs to. I mean, again, it goes back to if you have to Google the ingredient that you're putting in and on your body, you probably shouldn't use it.
Right.
It's not natural. It's not of earth. The other thing, too, we use these fragrances, again, to cover up our natural stink. Our natural stink is beautiful, and it's all very unique, and it's an identifying thing that we all cannot use anymore because it's been covered up by synthetic fragrance.
Like fragrances are important, too. Like,
they're super important.
Yeah, let's just take the smell of methane, for instance. Like the reasons farts smell bad to you.
Smart.
The reasons farts smell bad to you is because... There was so much methane back in the day when people were first invented. Sorry for lack of a better intelligent word, but it was a mechanism. It was a safety mechanism to know, if you smell that will kill you. You know what I'm saying? That's why methane smells so bad to you. It's evolutionary.
Yeah, we've evolved into understanding that smell, and when we cover up smells with other fake smells that aren't supposed to exist here.
I mean, think about how smart you could actually be. Like if people stopped using deodorant and all that stuff, you could probably smell somebody and know that you don't like them.
Seriously, or smell somebody walking in the door and go, "Wow, you're pissed off. I'm avoiding you today. I can smell your pissed off hormones coming out."
Yeah.
We would all be able to identify each other by our stink, and we would be able to smell them.
Smell anger
from far away. Smell anything from far away. And I don't know.
Well, cigarettes ruin that for me.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. It does linger.
I mean, I just can't smell shit while I'm smoking. Like, if I'm not smoking, I can smell really well after a few days, but...
Oh, yeah, your nose stops working.
Yeah,
Well, you may think you can't... So, you're right. Your nose, you can't smell it anymore, but you're still smelling and you're ingesting all the toxins that fragrance is giving you.
Right.
Just because you can't smell it doesn't mean it's not there.
Scent is the largest trigger of memory.
Yeah.
So you're taking that away from, you know what I mean? Again, you're stepping away from nature again and taking all your natural defenses away. You know what I mean? Because you need that. You need to remember that last time you smelled that bear ate your cousin.
Right. Right. No, that's a really great example, I guess. I don't know when I'll ever be in the woods with a bear,
I'm just saying those are the type of defenses and living in nature things that we've lost by living in
boxes, tiny little boxes.
Separated way that we live. You can live in these boxes and still live in nature for sure, but in the way that humanity has decided to evolve.
Right. So, fragrances, I just want everybody listening and you guys to just be conscious and be mindful. Be mindful of the fragrances that you're using because, yeah, it smells good, I guess, whatever. But you're actually causing harm to yourself and the people around you who are smelling it. The people you're trying to, woo or swoo, what's the right word?
Well, we've all had, when you talk about harm right there, we've all had that time when X perfume made you sick.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, like that lady in the office.
Yeah, exactly. That's a great point. We were all sick. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we were all legit. Like my face was itching, my nose was itching, I was coughing. I thought I was underneath.
And she was fine.
A chemical attack, and she was fine.
She's used to it.
Yeah.
Because she's a gross old lady.
She's probably built a immune system to it.
But that same scent, somebody might go, God damn it, that smells good. They like it. You know what I'm saying? It just depends on how you're made up.
Oh, totally perspective as far as what you're feeling is going to be. That,
Well, we had that happen on the airplane back from Texas. Dude, this lady had the old lady
awful.
perfume. The whole plane was coughing and sick.
The whole plane was coughing.
She was a fucking terrorist.
Yeah, she was.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she was with ISIS.
That's one way to get us, guys, if you're listening. Wear lots of perfume on the plane. Nothing is more fucking offensive.
My head hurt so bad. I couldn't sleep. It was the worst.
You were tortured for 2 days after that.
So were you. Yeah, dude, it sucked.
My nose was all dry. Oh shit! Once this goes on, government's gonna start listening to every episode. Wait till you guys hear what I have to say. Keep on listening, guys.
Yeah, keep on listening. Listen, government.
Here's my opinion on what.
We know you're fucked up. We know you don't have our best interest, and we know you're scared of us. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah, whatever.
That's all I'm saying.
Anyway, anarchy and stuff.
Oh, I don't mean anarchy. I mean our current government. I believe in government.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah. Good. We all need a little bit of government.
Very little.
Some kind of guidance.
Very little.
No, we need somebody that takes care of the things. You need a body that takes care of the things. Things need to be taken care of.
You need that group of workers. We'll call them workers because that's all they are. We need that group of workers to keep the hive maintained.
Yeah, society as a group, we've decided to buy into a philosophy. This is our philosophy. Your job is to enforce this philosophy. Your job is also to manage resources, which should be your biggest job.
And they suck at that shit.
And they're the worst because what they do, they don't manage resources, they manage dollars. So if they were more concentrating on the resources more than the dollars, it would be a much better thing. But they're concentrating on the dollars.
Because the government is actually a corporation.
Yeah, well, for sure. For sure. But that's a big, the whole system's a big engine that can't be stopped at this point.
It's true.
Seriously.
Well, whatever. I mean, really, I don't want to talk about it.
Okay.
Not this episode.
It's like a nuclear power plant.
We're right at 101.
Okay.
Hey.
101. So I'd like to end the show with a joke.
Oh, please do.
I don't have one. Do you got one? You got one?
Who's there?
Nice. Thanks for getting it. That was the whole joke. Oh. I just wondered if someone
picked Boo. That wasn't a good joke at all.
I feel like I should have a go-to joke, but I don't. But I feel like I have a good enough sense of humor that I don't need it.
You know when people say, tell me a joke?
Yeah.
You have to have that one good one-liner.
What's yours?
Mine? You gotta say it. I can't just blurt it out.
What's your go-to joke?
You're supposed to say, tell me a joke.
Tell me a joke.
Tell me a joke.
That was such a cool laugh.
What's your joke?
What is a caterpillar afraid of?
I don't know what.
A dog-a-pillar. Well, you see, here's the thing, though. When people say, tell me a joke, they aren't specific. They don't say, tell me a funny joke or a good joke or a dirty joke. They just say, tell me a joke. So if you just say...
Tell me a dad joke.
I used to just say childhood obesity.
That is funny. Because it shouldn't exist.
They're little fat, chubby
It's
fingers.
like an oxymoron, those two words together. Child obesity.
Tell me I'm wrong.
They shouldn't be on the same...
Tell me I'm wrong. When I say the word childhood obesity, I can guess the image that falls in your head.
What?
That little fat fuck at McDonald's with his chubby little fingers, and he's got like McDonald's all in front of him. You know what I'm talking about. You know the one I'm talking about. Everybody does. That little fat brown kid.
Why is he gotta be brown?
Because he was. We're describing the person, and he's got a
one of those striped T-shirts on.
No, god damn it,
suspenders.
The kind of shirts with no sleeves.
Bra. Oh,
a tank top. He's got a tank top on,
yeah.
and his fingers are literally so fat he can't spread them. They just touch. They're just big chubby sausage
are you talking
fingers.
about that Asian kid?
Yes. Little fat bastard at McDonald's, dude. Like, I know.
Stupid.
No, yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah.
Sorry, I digress from
where his
caterpillars and
his eyes
dog
disappear.
Yeah, little fat bastard.
Oh, he has a freaking
A
one of those. No,
a website?
He has one of those scooters now.
Oh, good for him. Yeah,
He made a lot of money.
I love that I work downtown at the Strip, because at least once a week I'm walking through the casino and I see two guys that are skinny as hell, and they've rented those scooters, and their goal in life that day is to just ride around the Strip on those scooters and just get as drunk as possible.
That's actually not a bad idea.
It does sound fun. You can rent them, right?
Yeah, you can rent any casino, and they have they have those very large yards of beer around their neck, dude, and they're just sucking that thing out of like it's a life straw and rolling hard.
Just cheeks caved in.
Yeah. They're just laughing. You know what I mean? I think I just decided what I'm going to do with my nephew when he comes.
Oh, dear God.
Count me in.
Well, guys, that's as much as I can edit, or we got to get more bandwidth.
Okay. Well, so with that, thank you guys for listening, whoever's listening.
We love you.
We love you. I love you.
I mean, that person that's listening.
And you. You are God. I am God. We are all God. We are all one. Love and light.
Love and light.
My belief.
Bye.